Hi everyone. To save the world, you need to say you need to be saved yourself as a human. To save the human world, you cannot do or things through you cannot really actually do what it takes. Cannot until you are saved as a human. You can maybe you are able to do a little bit of things to save yourself if you are not a human yet, as well as to save those people who are less of humans as you are. But on the top, you are a human, on the top of your human element, your human DNA, your human genes, you are a human on the top of it. If everything else on the top of your human element, energetically, physically, as well as psychologically, perfectly aligning with the 5 main elements. I'm talking about human right, energetic, physical, as well as psychological balance, aligning with sanctity, which are aligning with the 5 main elements, as well as the 5 main elements are aligning with sanctity. Then you will able to create, you will able to sustain, you will able to manifest, you will able to support, co-recreate heaven. That's where humans are belonging to. Energetically, physically, as well as psychologically, non-stop. That's heaven. Now, if someone has nature infections because pollutions are coming through them, it could be energetic, physical, or psychological pollutions, rather than anything what is actually below 8, pH balance 8. We are not talking about 7.365 anymore when it comes to human right balances. We are talking about infinity. We are talking about divinity. We are talking about human integrity, which is lasting forever. Everlasting human qualities all the way around. When it comes to the water or liquid, when it comes to the solids, when it comes to the heat energies, or when it comes to the 4 main elements, liquid, solids, heat, and air. So when it comes to any of those qualities, now listen very carefully, this is important. When it comes to any of those 4 main qualities, as long as they are aligning with the qualities of the human element, which is the spark of God, the manifestation of spark of God is the human element. The physical manifestation of spark of God is the human element, as well as the psychological qualities, as well as the energetic qualities of that energy we call spark of God is the human element. Now the qualities of the human element are eternal, are infinite, are divine, are holy. These mean exactly the same thing. Now listen very carefully, this is very important. You got 4 main elements to align with Saint Trinity. It's not rocket science. You consume more air than anything else. You don't consume energy. Energy goes through you in and out. When it comes to consumption, yeah, that's right, you can even store energy. But when it comes to consumption, it's going to be in the air. You breathe through your skin as well as through your lungs more air, you consume it than anything else. So air quality, number one in this regard. Goes right into your lungs. To the violet in your lungs, it's like a wave flower looking little instrument. If you got a macroscope or a microscope, you can take a look at it. I have looked at it many times. The air goes directly to your lungs, through the lungs, by the lungs, the instruments of, and also by the instruments of the lungs, the filtration systems of the lungs, in your blood. After air, solids. You consume many solids. Solids in everywhere, even in the air, particles, there are solids. So now number one, the air quality is super good. How to get the air quality super good? Very simple, don't pollute the air. Don't let anything polluting the air. That's how you get the good air quality. Simple. Waste products will not help you to clean the air. I'm talking about clean air from one moment to another. I'm not talking about clean air next week, while, let's say, waste products get airborne and start doing their fights among each other after becoming energized. I'm not talking about that. We're not meant to be exposed to anything else rather than clean air without any conflicts or issues. We are at 8 minutes. After 8 minutes, so I gotta speed it up. Solids. Solids are very serious things. Look at the food you eat. Sometimes we want solid stuff, so that's normal. We got the gut for it, as long as their pH balances are supporting the human pH balance, which is 8 normally. That's the normal human blood pH balance is 8, because you are godlike as well as angelic being. Heaven's united magical angels. That's what humans means, word by word. Heaven's united magical angels. Humans. I'm not talking about anything worse than that right now. This is euphoria. But euphoria is being expressed right now in a way which will actually creating it, sustaining it, protecting it, supporting it. That's how you do it. You're doing it, you're having it. If there are other people, they cannot, or beings or things, they cannot do it, but they're forcing you to be like them, who cannot do it. What are you gonna do? You can help them, you can try to help them, to be actually human natured as well as human nature friendly, you can help them. When there is a will, there is a way. Of course, when we are talking about people with parasites inside of them, or worms, or bad bugs, any type of bugs, bacteria, viruses are all bugs. And we're talking about those people who are already captivated by them, hostaged by them through hostilities, internally kept hostilities. One of my rabbi would call there is a war in them. Be careful, there's a war. Unless you're better than that war and you know how to make that war better rather than worse, don't get in there. And they consuming animal products, or animal products are getting inside of people, then consuming human spiritual qualities. We are not talking about humans anymore. We are talking about hybrids. The general public labels them as sick or infected or infectious people or things. Computers got viruses too, since a long time ago. What's important is, again, when it comes to solid consumables, back to the four main elements. We already talked about air. It's about solids. It's very important to remember, will that solid something what goes through me or happens to be around me, because do they have energetic qualities too? Every solid things has got an energetic pH balance. Will that energetic pH balance supporting the pH balance number 8? If it's energetic, physical, or psychological, doesn't matter. There are physical stuff that are actually affecting us psychologically. Will that psychological quality support the pH balance 8? Will it help me to actually safeguard it, to protect it, to sustain it? Will that provide that kind of information to these energetic qualities? Those psychological qualities which may come through, could come through physical things. Like over here, for example, I have the Mayan calendar. I think it's a Mayan or the Aztec calendar, one of those, on the copper cup. It's pretty neat. I mean, it looks copper on the outside, and the inside it may be stainless steel. And I got other stuff over here, other thing over here. That's from native people from North America. This is a coaster, beautiful coaster. This is a blackberry over here. You see other flowers and plants. From Vancouver Island, actually. Yeah, we will have the blackberry season, picking season soon. It's incredibly healthy food, so I do suggest everyone to get it if you have a chance. Make sure you wash them well. Maybe use sodium bicarbonate in the water to wash them well, and they are really, really good. You can make wine, jam, I didn't really look at anything else, but there are lots of things you can make out of them, like ice cream, It's gonna be a hot summer again at some places. So from solids, it's very important that the solids what you're consuming, what we are consuming, are actually good for our nervous system. In your nervous system, you have your soul, your electrical, spiritual properties, your own. They are like channels, and the electric impulses go faster than the speed of light. Basically, they are just as fast as the speed of light, but you can do even faster than that. They can shift dimensionally without even time being considered. Faster than time. So that's how powerful the human soul is, which is in your nervous system. And then your nervous system is everywhere. In your gut, in your lungs, in your brain is full of it. All of your muscles got nerves. That's why you can move them, because the electrical charges getting to them, and through impulses you can move them. You got a big distributing system, which is the spine. Directly connected from this area up this area, and then the spine is over here. So in between, of course, you got your rectum, your colon. The colon has to be clean. You know which part of your human physiology is getting physically manifested, evolved from being an embryo, right? Just like a little dot. After the sperm getting correlated with the egg. The sperm holds the electrical charges. The egg is protein, somewhat energized, mainly protein. So when they correlate, when technically the sperm consumes the egg, then embryo will evolve from it, and that embryo, when the embryo will evolve to a fetus, a very small, tiny human. Do you know which part is getting? Of course, the CH4 is involved when it comes to developing the human bones. It's more the power of the CH4 is more powerful than most of the things we can think of. Probably about as powerful as chlorophyll or thorium, somewhere in there. Super powerful. Talking about billions of watts of energy when your bones are getting manifested to physically from the embryo. You know which part of humans getting evolved when the embryo becomes a little tiny human, if you to start becoming it? You know which part is it? It's the large intestine, it's the anus, it's the rectum. %80 of the population's large intestine, colon, different ways to say it, just after the anus. The anus is the nastiest part of every human. That's where the most bacteria and things are there, which are getting deposited from the body through the digestive system. That's the end of it. That's the filthiest place. So make sure that it's always clean, because neurologically it is connected directly with the top of your head, inside, right above the medulla. That's how serious it is. 80% of the population is just as much infected as well as their minds, because their brains are infected, their minds are shifted. Not here, they're not like this, they are like here or here or here, more or less. Because they got mostly the large intestine, the colon area right above the anus, or the anus area, because they are polluted. Imagine that everything that goes through the system, almost everything, most of the things getting deposited down there. You breathe it in, it goes into your lungs. Where do you think the body is going to deposit waste products? Down there. So for euphoria, for real euphoria, I'm not talking about a parasitic euphoria or a vampiristic euphoria or a predator-like euphoria or an animalistic euphoria. I'm talking about the humane right, a humane euphoric experience. You gotta be clean. Your blood has to be clean. For that, your guts need to be clean. Your columns needs to be clean. Your cells needs to be clean. The body ingredients are very simple. Okay, we're gonna continue. And next, so we had the air, that's technically the wind. We had the solids. Now we go into heat energies. There are two types of heat energies involved. Listen carefully, because for real euphoria, you do need your four plus one main elements, but first these four got to align with Saint Trinity. Then your plus the fifth element, the plus one element. That's why it's separated. It's a product in a way. This could product these, this could product these, because they're obviously interconnected, interdependent. It is a cycle. You gotta make sure that cycle is euphoric, humanely euphoric, instead of devilish or vicious or anything wrong. At all the time. As a human, you have the responsibility to make sure that you will remain human-natured, energetically, physically, as well as psychologically, according to the five main elements. That's your number one responsibility, is to sustain your human nature, because you got it as a gift, which comes with the same responsibility. That's why you got it. You were able to do it at some point. Maybe at first you weren't. Some people, there are many people, they are coming back from the animalistic realities, animal worlds. But they made it up to here. All the Homo sapiens were already acidified by viruses and bacteria, and that means bacteria and the virus infections and pollutions. Most humans, more than half of the planet, already at least became monkey. Then became Homo sapiens. That means Lucy. Down to their genes, they still have animal nature infections. Those are the Lucys. And now there are fully developed humans, which of course able to do it better to sustain their human lives in the ways which I just mentioned, back and forth, all the way around. Those are the humans like myself who are able to help you, help anyone or anything to become more human-like. But there is a condition. And the condition is respect. Of course, you cannot really tell the viruses to respect human spirit because they just want to have it, even through instruments like devices, through people, through hybrids, through animals, doesn't really matter. But at least do your best, because when a human getting hurt, a human will not help you. Think about it. That you or something through you hurts a human, and in the meantime you're asking the human to help you. That's tyranny. That's terrorism. So until you're safe, until you make sure that you will become safe when it comes to being around a human spirit, a human spiritual being who is actually human in every ways, you gotta do your best to make sure that you will respect the one who will able to help you. We should actually respect anyone around us, but can you really respect someone who is hurting you? Or something what is hurting you through someone? You can't. That's not possible. That's crazy. That's exactly the opposite what is human love is all about. Human love's got nothing to do with hurting another and asking them to helping us. Human love is all about going there with full respect. Can you please help me? I need money. I need my health. I need a wife. I need a bicycle. I need a car. I need my driver's license. I need a house. I need a property. But number one, I need health. At most of the times, 80% of the population as is sick. There is sickness through them, hurting everything else what they actually want to have. That's 80% of the human population today. When it comes to the healthy animals, there is no such thing as healthy hybrids. There is no such thing as healthy hybrid natured beings. That does not exist. Because they nature infected. One nature infected the other. They get along perfectly with those who are also similarly nature infected, but they will not get along well with neither the animals who are not nature infected and neither the humans who are not nature infected. There is no way. There is like if you were trying to put puzzles together, they don't fit. It's biological, and before being biological, it's energetic. And right when you combine energetic as well as biological qualities, there is psychological qualities. So this is what the world needs, is understanding to heal. How many doctors or professors told you before? Or even people, random people, doesn't matter what they may be labeled to, doesn't really matter in this case. Who are those labels are coming from? Similar infections and I don't even know what pollutions. Of course, they're gonna help one another. Before they would consider to help anybody else who's not like them, except for humans. Humans were actually the human nature would actually consider everyone equally without being harmed, attacked, violated, abused, discriminated. As long as it is not happening, human nature would always consider all the rest of the natures first, in randomly as they come. Hybrid, no problem. What would you like? You want to improve your health, or you want to be more human-like? No problem. You want to be more messy? You want to be more messed up? You want to be more sick? The human will not help you. Animals could, or others, hybrids who are more infected, they will. The humans will not support it. Because that's against humankind. That's a crime against humankind, which humans will not do. And technically now we're talking about, what is that, more than 6 billion people who are helplessly, 6 billion human looking people who are helplessly, or something through them helplessly contributing crimes against humankind, against human nature, non-stop, just because it's in them and it's coming through them, and they are completely helpless about it since thousands of years ago. More than 12.6 thousand years ago. Otherwise, everybody would be healthy. Everybody would exactly look like a human should look like. Physically. Everybody would behave psychologically as a human natured being should behave. Besides having the good human look. Everybody would have a super awesome human energy. Just like every super awesome human energy always had, or will do. Think about it. Okay, let's back to the third element, because we are running out of time. The third element is the heat energy. Heat energy divides to two. Cold fusion as well as hot fusion heat energy. They both could benefit humans as long as they are human nature friendly. The human biological system uses both. There is a balance in between them. That's how it propels itself. That's one of the main reasons why it's able to propel itself as well as sustain itself. Because of the two types of heat energies what it's carrying. Cold fusion, hot fusion. Okay, so we were at air, solids, heat energy. Now we go to liquids. The first liquid what comes into mind when it comes to humans is water. Of course, there are many completely distilled or cleaned, filtered water substances around us, which are just mainly water. Like if you look at anything what has alcohol in it, anything, more than 90% they are water. Most of them are more than 99% of it in it. It's just water. And maybe you got 1 or even less than 1% something in it or to it, which we would call the extract or the essence of it, which is not water, but does something to that water quality to call it in some way. Could be an elixir. Every elixir has some alcohol in it, or will produce alcohol when you consume it. Almost everything what you consume will also produce alcohol, pH balance between 4 and 8. Because it will start breaking down, then fertilizing. And when it becomes fertile in that process, when something is becomes sugary already, carbonized, and then it starts breaking down, you start fertilizing, decomposing technically in the gut or in the large intestine, in the colon. That's booze already. And all of these dietary tracts, what we got, dietary tracts, they have little pores on the side of them, where everything what the body is capable of utilizing for a reason. Alcohol is cleansing the body. Numbing, cleansing depends on the quality as well as depending on the quantity. And of course, also depending on the way of administrating it. You can breathe it in, it will still be helpful if you start cleaning your lungs, if it's the right quality with the right quantity. Now we're talking about liquids. Your body's filtration system in this regard is the two main filtration systems when it comes to the liquids are the kidneys as well as the livers. The livers will set up the blood, it's your fuel, the vital fuel, to make sure that it's properly energized at pH balance at least 7.365. At least 7 heaven every day. That's a big job, but your livers, normally humans livers doing that. Now every cellular structure of every organ is different. You look at the kidneys are making sure that the utilizable things out of the liquid what goes to the body, and most of the things are either considered to be more liquid than solids, or even if they seem to be solids, let's be honest, there are tons of liquids in most of the solid looking things what we consume, tons of liquids, unless if they are completely dehydrated, then they're not really then we gotta add, then the body will add water to it just to get it energized and get extract, earn the usable minerals, vitamins, other nutrients out of it, or life force energy perhaps when it comes to things which got life force energy in them, just to be able to resonate with it as well as to tune into it, so you stay alive. So now we covered all the four main elements: liquids, solids, water, earth, right? Gases, the winds, heat energy. Now the earth, or the Orion star ship, or this star ship what we are living on, uses exactly the same qualities of just to remain eternal or divine or infinite in a certain way, which is human nature friendly. And that is the certain way I'm telling you about now. I'm sharing information to you about now, because that will help you to actually remain human. And for humans, there is no better than that, to remain human natured according to Saint Trinity. No better than that. Believe it or not, it's so precious, it's so valuable to be a human natured being, that everything around you, I mentioned that in previous videos a few times. Everything as well as anything around you who does not have a human nature quality, according to these 5 plus 3 conditions which need to apply, or criteria, and that's 8. Everything wants to have that in one way or another. Everything. All the rest of the beings, all the rest of the things who does not have that wants to have it. It's up to us how will they wanting to have it. It's up to us how will they again get it. It's not their fault that they lost it. And talk about the entire universe right now. There's victims, nothing they do being victims. And as is what I can see, what I can say, besides actual humans, everybody else is a victim. And even actual humans among victims are victims. Do you think me as a human, instead of living my good human life, which is, of course, this is a part of it. This is just a small part of me living a good human life, is to share the intelligence, the human life supportive informations, which is great, I love it. But don't you think I would prefer to spend my time just to enjoy a good human life all the time with good humans? Don't you think that's what I want? I know you know that's what I want, because I know that that's also what every human being, human soul wants too. We are all in this together. Question is, how will it be better? This is how will it be better. You have to know about this knowledge. You have to remember of this knowledge. You have to do your best with others who you can to sustain this knowledge. Because the product of the 4 main elements, as long as they are kept up accordingly, human rights, there are only 30 human rights, as well as Saint Trinity, that's pretty much the same thing when it comes to intellectual intelligences. Then you will create the 5th element according to it. Now we're talking about being in heaven. So if you look around and you might think, oh, these energetic qualities around me are not really healthy. I don't like this vibration in the air all the time, these microwaves and all the rest of the frequencies that are not human nature friendly. You know why? Because it is a product. What's going on in the electromagnetic field of the earth, our home, is a product of however these participants, we call 4 main elements, being arranged. No Saint Trinity behind it. It's because they don't have this arranged. Who can help it? Those who don't have it, they're not gonna able to help. They need help. So now you might ask yourself, why are those people having the best jobs? Why are those people having the best cars, the most beautiful wives, why are those people having better things rather than those who are healthier? Because the world is alien nature attacked. Alien nature means the opposite nature to human nature. The animals are all naturally alien nature carriers. Naturally. After they became transformed because of virus infections or radioactive pollutions, which are also caused by pollutions, viruses again. So why do they have it? It's because the world is so alien nature infected that the alien natured beings and things ruling, suppressing and oppressing and terrorizing all the rest of it for the light, for the human spirit, for the human soul. How to get out of it again? It's easy. When it comes to anything what humans ever invented, as well as was patterned, there is one condition for everything around us to legally exist. One condition to support human lives. Supporting it, there is a pattern. There is a stamp allowed to be in the market, allowed to be utilized. There are always safeguards, always guidelines to follow, of course. So categorize, organize the environment. People who got victimized by the alien nature carriers so much that they themselves became alien nature carriers, beginning with viruses and parasites and all the rest of the bed bugs and animals inside of them. There are real predators inside of people. Cancer is parasite. Cancer is virus. Many viruses will do cause cancer. Many canceration, like being cancerized. That means killed. That means cellularly killed and infected, poisoned, polluted. That's a parasite. It will become a parasite. That will become a tumor and a parasite. Yet, your physiology will do whatever it can because it is belonging to heaven. Your entire existence is belonging to heaven. Will do anything what it can to get out of it. Here is the remedy. I'm telling you the remedy. The next video will be about the Super 8. I'm going to make another final video about Super 8 because I already got 2 videos, but one of them is a bit longer, like this one, other one is shorter. I like to make one nice, easily watchable, if there is or listenable, if there's an English word for it. If not, then here it is. So I like to make good. So this is belonging to Euphoria. This is Euphoria number 2. The first was the introduction. This is the continuum of Euphoria. How can you actually be it? How can you actually do it? What will it take? Humanly doing it. Remember, pollutions are also capable of having euphoric experiences, but when you're looking at a super killer smiling and laughing about killing people with a machine gun, everyone around them, that's a euphoric experience, but it does not belong to human world. It belongs to hell. That's straight up hell, caused by bacterial virus infection. I could tell you exactly which one, but in this regard, it's a combination. In this regard, it won't make much sense because now we're talking about not to be there. Not even psychologically. So, Euphoria, as is the second part, it is describing everything what you necessarily will need to make sure that you will really truly be able to enjoy a humanly right euphoric experience. Remember, you are capable of having that as long as it's humanly right, because the external as well as the internal conditions are humanly right at all the times, always. And then we are talking about you are really living the life what you meant to as a human, as heaven's united magical angel, alone or alone with others or together with others, physically, energetically, psychologically speaking, however it's possible. Do it. That's what is life. Life is all about, is to enjoying it, loving it, by caring for it. The life we are caring for is the life we will have. I wish everyone a beautiful human life, no matter how much you may think it is far away or it is already there. If it's already there, I wish you to sustain it. If it's not really there yet, I wish you to earn it, to get it, to acquire it, to do it in a way that you will actually have it too. Remember, love is paradise because love multiplies. I love you. Aloha.